Okay. Okay. Hit it. And for the 5 billionth time, ladies and gentlemen, I am Baby Moy, and we are ENT Hooligans bringing you another episode of Sports Vista. And alongside me, I have Big Ness, Lil Crystal. The whole crew is here on hand, live and in charge and in your face. And before I let them usher you guys in, I just want to apologize for all the troubles that we've been having today. Capture to YouTube and all that other software that I'm using was having a problem communicating with one another. They was about to get a divorce, but luckily there wasn't one, and they are still in a nice little marriage, folks.
Unlike Jeff Bezos, who recently settled out with his ex-wife.
That's a nice setup, ain't it?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
We're not here to talk about that, folks. 25%. We're not here to talk about that. But
it's okay. She's gonna be fine. She has 25% of a trillion. She's fine.
Yeah, she's fine.
Before we get the festivities on the way, I just want to remind you guys that the links down below provided in that nice commentaries box or description box or whatever you want to call it, you will see the Twitter, the Facebook, and our SoundCloud accounts where you can listen to our music whenever and however you want.
That's right.
With all that out of the way, we just want to say we love y'all. I guess we miss y'all. And keep supporting, folks. Hit that bell. Why you want to hit that bell? Because that way you'll always be notified as to what we here at ENT Hooligans are doing. Because if you don't hit that bell, you're only going to get some, not all, some notifications. And you want them all. You want it all. You know what I'm saying? That way you'll know when we go live.
That's right. You want it all.
When we upload something.
That's right.
When we download something. Okay, maybe not when we download something, but you get the point. You get to follow us. You get to follow us on Twitter. You get to follow my personal Twitter. Not the Facebook, though. That just ain't gonna happen. Now we can get this show underway. And I want to talk about what happened this past weekend as somebody put WWE on blast, as we all know. I know you guys have been following this, but I just want to elaborate on this story and give you guys my opinions on certain things that were said on HBO on one of those Tonight shows.
Here we go.
First off, because of what was said, I don't think it's a coincidence that Vinnie Mac lost 3% in stock money.
Now that might sound like it's little, but not to Vince.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, because 3% is money to him.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Listen, no billionaire wants to lose money. Okay?
Of any kind.
No, they don't want to lose any money at all. No.
No.
Of any kind.
Not at all. No.
I think that's a universal rule of thumb. I think we can all agree that none of us would like to lose any kind of money.
Of course not. No. But you know how the rich do.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They really don't like to lose money.
No, they don't. They throw fits.
They throw temper tantrums, Twitter tantrums.
Yep.
Now, let's get to the why McMahon lost money. Let's talk about the what was said. Or what was discussed. Well, what was his name? John Oliver. John Oliver spoke of the contractual statuses of certain wrestlers and how they are treated. The men and also the women who are contracted or once were contracted who are now alumni of WWE. And specifically targeted WWE, not wrestling as a whole. And there's a reason why he went after WWE, because for the time being, and I can't stress that enough, for the time being, WWE does have a stranglehold on this industry, so it seems, but I'm going to go over that in a couple of minutes after we get past this hurdle, right?
Right.
But the treatment of these wrestlers. The show started off as a nice little comedy bit, and then it slowly but surely took a very, 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 very dark turn. This specific segment that John Oliver was presenting to us on his show on HBO.
Yes.
And he started talking about Vince McMahon, quote unquote, responsibility for his wrestlers in regards to, say, drug use, or also in regards to wrestlers having a short lifespan, in which he showed a clip of McMahon being interviewed by a journalist, and McMahon's attitude towards this journalist's question when he questioned him in regards to, are you responsible for these wrestlers dying with what could be considered as a premature death? McMahon's attitude was somewhat, what would you call it, Ness or Crystal?
Lackadaisical.
Kind of, yeah. Lackadaisical, no, just flat out, insensitive, flat out dismissive of the idea of him being responsible for it.
What was
He totally dismissed it.
What was his response to the question, if you recall?
You have to ask yourself that question.
Exactly. Now,
how can a journalist ask himself that question when he's not?
Well, how can anybody, and what type of an answer is that?
Right.
For me, that doesn't seem like a legitimate answer.
It's not an answer.
Basically, after he put the blame on the journalist asking the question, which is asinine enough as it is, he then took it a step further and just flat out took no accountability for it at all.
None.
Just basically washed his hands of the idea. Just said, nope, I'm not responsible for
Exactly.
I'm not responsible for it at all. And then what happens? He threw a tantrum.
Yep.
Didn't he?
Paper slapping.
Yep.
Basically. Paper slapping.
Which is just, in my mind, that's disrespectful.
It is.
Don't do that.
Very, very.
But he gets so defensive.
This
Let's not forget how he acted.
Their job.
Let's not forget how he acted when questioned about Owen Hart, Chris Benoit.
Owen Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got upset at that reporter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let's not forget what happened between him and Bob Costas.
Oh yeah, when he was questioned about the XFL.
Yes. I know it's a totally different realm. It's quote unquote football, but still, the person being interviewed and the person who threw a hissy fit was Vince McMahon. I'm telling you, if there was no personnel surrounding Bob Costas and Vince McMahon, I think Vince McMahon would have given him a good one.
Of course.
Which Vince McMahon himself stated in the documentary about the XFL.
Yes. Unbelievable.
The 30 for 30 documentary about the XFL. Vince McMahon stated, I want to punch him in the face.
Exactly. We also touched upon...
signifies he's used to getting his own way.
They also touched upon benefits and insurance for the health of these wrestlers.
Or lack thereof.
Lack thereof.
Now, Ness, I want you to kind of take us through what Jesse Ventura was saying here.
So, Jesse Ventura was essentially questioning, because as we all know, Jesse Ventura was trying to form a wrestlers union
on multiple occasions.
To do away with these blatantly illegal, immoral, unethical business practices.
Yes.
And of course, Vince had none of it.
None at all.
And for those of you who didn't watch the John Oliver skit or segment there on the way these contracts were operated, with so many blatant illegalities in there, and that clearly screwed over the wrestler.
Yes. You know,
it's just mind-blowing.
Think about this. On top of the expense that you make in regards to booking your flight, booking hotels, car rental services, on top of all that, which, by the way, you're doing on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah.
You also have to worry about paying for whatever injuries, and mind you, these guys probably get injured every single week. You're never at 100%.
Yep.
Never. Unrealistic.
But let's talk about some of these contractual clauses that are in these crooked contracts.
Go ahead.
If a wrestler is out for 6 weeks with an injury,
they are deemed to get fired. They are susceptible to getting fired because getting injured was their fault. Because getting injured is as much of a oh my gosh type of scenario as, say, JBL bullying half of a locker room. You tell me who's the one that should get fired there.
Yeah.
JBL, of course.
JBL.
I'm just saying. When, you get injured in a match because it's something that does happen, but yet nobody did anything about poor Justin Roberts getting bullied.
No, nobody did.
No.
I'm just saying.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Candice Michelle fired because she got pregnant?
I believe so.
Look at
Plenty
that.
of people have gotten fired in regards to women because of pregnancy, because of sexual orientation, so on and so forth.
Hemming. Yeah.
Unreal. And if you guys don't want to take my word for it, again, you don't have to, but you could do the research. It's there.
Wow.
It is.
If you just look, it's really there. That's the type of evil empire that Vince McMahon runs. Now, consider this. This is the same guy that gets paranoid if you sneeze in front of him, or if he sneezes, he thinks that he's less of a man and that he's a failure to society. Just because he sneezed.
Don't you think that somebody who's that much of a germaphobe and would want to take care of his employees with the best possible health benefits possible?
Exactly.
You'd think that.
Exactly. But no. And continuing on with Vince McMahon's behavior, this is also the same guy. Now get this. He told Justin Roberts, him and that other little stooge, Kevin Dunn. You know how I feel about him. I told you guys off air how I feel about Kevin Dunn. They told Justin Roberts not to sound as energetic as he can because it takes away from the match.
Yep.
Huh?
Yep.
What?
I want to be excited for what's to come.
First of all, that doesn't even make sense. He's only introducing the wrestlers.
Let me ask you guys something. When you're at a live sporting event of any kind, wrestling, boxing, MMA, football, basketball, baseball, soccer, hockey, who's the first voice that you hear?
The ring announcer, the
ring announcer,
the
PA
announcer, yeah.
And what do they do? What do they do before they start rolling on it? They hype the event up. Are you ready?
Yes.
That's what they do, right?
Let's get ready to rumble! The most famous one, probably one of the most famous, iconic.
That's what they do, right?
Mr.
Right?
Michael Buffer. That's what they do.
Okay. I figured.
I mean, listen. If you're there, whether you're there live or you're watching it on television, you're already excited as it is. But doesn't it make you more excited to hear a Bruce Buffer, to hear a Justin Roberts, to hear a Tony Chibble?
Howard Fink.
Get on there and get everybody animated for it. Doesn't that make you even more excited to see the match, to see the fight, to see the game, to see whatever it is?
Of course.
What would the NBA playoffs be without the introduction of the team players? Now, I know it doesn't take away from the game, but doesn't it get you more hyped up to want to, for those who are basketball fans out there,
of course.
Doesn't it get you guys more hyped up?
Of course. Absolutely it does.
And now, number 23. You know?
Exactly.
Come on.
But somehow, in the minds of these two tyrants,
yeah, in
Justin
their mind,
Roberts' energy takes away from the match.
In their minds, it takes away from the match. For whatever reason.
That has got to be one of the most idiotic things I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh, my Lord.
It is.
He's the ring announcer. He's introducing the wrestlers.
Mind you, this is the same guy who omits words like belt, granddaddy of them all when referring to WrestleMania. What is wrong with those terms? Nothing. But, you know, Vince doesn't like the word...
Wait, he omits the word belt, but he wants to be seen as a legitimate sports company?
Ness. Because a belt only personifies something that holds up your pants. That's all a belt is. It holds up your pants. It's not a piece of gold that goes on your shoulder.
Why have them? Then why have them? Why have them?
Oh, because a belt with a golden plate and plates around it is a title. But you know, I could argue McMahon, right? Listen,
yeah,
I could argue McMahon. I could argue McMahon and tell him, no, title would be calling you a boss, would be calling that guy a preacher, would be calling that guy a pastor. That's a title, you moron.
Who the hell do you think you are?
I'll tell you who I...
Oh, no.
I sneezed.
You're fired.
What you gonna do about it?
He's gonna fire you.
I'm just saying.
What the hell is wrong with you? I gotta go!
Oh, my Lord. Vinny. But this is the type of empire.
The man should have retired a long time ago. Sorry.
Of course.
Speaking of
this Vince McMahon that we're seeing right now is a shell of himself. This is a shell of the visionary that we once knew.
Yes. If you see him on TV, there's words he says that you don't understand. He's starting to mumble
and forget.
And he's losing his growl, you know.
Yeah.
That he does.
All the more reason why he should retire.
Mm-hmm. But he won't.
Now, WrestleMania is this Sunday, and personally to me, it's become such an afterthought. I could care less about WrestleMania. Now, you guys know I am going to be attending Madison Square Garden this Saturday. And I'm going to be part of, well, not necessarily participating in it, but I'm going to be part of, even still, because I'm witnessing history, the New Japan and Ring of Honor Madison Square Garden event, the G1 Supercard. And I wish I could have gone to NXT, which takes place tomorrow at the Barclays Center, but it's all good. Needless to say, I think after this weekend is done and over with, people are going to be talking about 2 shows and not 3.
Correct.
Which seems to be what they've been doing for the past year and a half, 2 years now.
You know how they say one of the 3 here just doesn't belong?
Yes.
We have NXT, New Japan, and WrestleMania. Obviously, New Japan doesn't belong. I'm just playing. WrestleMania doesn't belong.
WrestleMania to me is a joke now. It really is.
WWE is a joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. But I plan to have a great time, which I know I will. I don't doubt it for a second. I know I will.
Oh,
I know you guys going to NXT TakeOver tomorrow. You guys are going to have a great time as well. And for those going to WrestleMania, I'll be praying for you. As you will be witnessing an 8-hour non-extravaganza.
8 hours.
And all because Vince McMahon...
Non-extravaganza.
And all because Vince McMahon feels that he needs to fit everybody in the card. I remember once upon a time when WrestleMania was a show that only featured the top echelon, the elite. Funny I'm using that word, but anyone who was top priority to those who were on the higher up in regards to mid-card status. So if you were on the way for contendership of any set title, you were at the show. And if you were a champion, you were on the card.
Yes.
Exactly.
There was none of this, oh, you know what, to accommodate you, just to put you on the card, just to say that we had all of our employees at WrestleMania. I'm going to just book you in a battle royal type of scenario. What is that?
That is supposed to, that the last time I checked, it's supposed to have prestige, and it doesn't.
That's such a cop-out. Right? That's such a cop-out, and I'm glad you bring that up, because when you stamp Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, you're doing a disservice to Andre the Giant, because the winner of those Battle Royals have done absolutely positively nothing to further their careers after they've won set match.
Yep.
WrestleMania is supposed to be WWE's Super Bowl, WWE's World Series, WWE's World Cup.
Yes. Yes, it is. But instead, what we have...
So let me ask you this. On Super Bowl Sunday, does everybody play on Super Bowl Sunday? No.
No.
No, just the two teams who earned their way to the dance.
Right.
Exactly. It's ridiculous, bro. It's so ridiculous.
So they're gonna have an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, and there's really nothing on the line for any of these people involved.
No, and there's been nothing given to those who in past years have won that Battle Royal. Like I said, it's a complete disservice and disrespectful to the name of Andre the Giant and what he's meant to wrestling, not only WWF, but also NJPW.
Oh, really?
This is why I say to wrestling as a whole.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. That's
sad, man. That's a shame.
That is very sad.
Unreal.
That is a shame.
You know, this is... But yet...
This is what it's come to, huh? Wow.
But yeah, let's
really
continue on the hypocrisy that is WWE. Check this out.
Of course.
Check this out.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So we all understand and we all know what Hulk Hogan did a couple of years ago. I'm not going to get into that.
Right.
However, what I do want to get into is we look at Tammy Sitch. And here's a woman who, okay, whether or not she deserves a Hall of Fame or not, I'm not here to argue that. I'm here to argue this point. She's been to jail multiple times. She's filmed porn flicks in which you could clearly see the Hall of Fame ring. You can't miss that. And she's also tried to auction that Hall of Fame ring. But nobody does anything about it.
Wow.
Nope.
No one does absolutely anything about it. You know what they've done about it? Nothing. Nothing. There aren't any alarms going off. You know what I'm saying?
The WWE Hall of Fame is a joke.
Yes, it is.
It is.
It's a complete joke. Complete joke. Now, to those who have been watching wrestling for as long as I have, I'm with you guys. why is Bam Bam not in the Hall of Fame, him being a New Jersey native? And for crying out loud, here's the one that really makes me sick to my stomach. We got to put brothers in the Hall of Fame after they've breathed their last breath.
What's up with that, man?
Yeah.
We don't realize how important they were until
they're done.
And then we shout out Hall of Fame. Joni Lore.
AKA China, is going to be inducted posthumously.
She deserves her own induction. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
That is a damn shame.
She deserves her own induction. Now,
wait, instead, not only is she going to be inducted posthumously, she's going to be inducted with DX.
Now, let me make one thing clear. Am I accepting of her having a DX Hall of Fame induction? Yes. Am I accepting of it being first, happening now? Absolutely not. This is something that should have been done later. First should have been her solo induction. Because yes, we can't dismiss what she did for and with DX. After all, a lot of her career was alongside Paul Levesque. That's why we can't dismiss that. However, does China deserve as an individual her own induction? Yes. She's Intercontinental Champion.
We also can't dismiss what she's done individually.
That's what I said. She was the first women's Intercontinental Champion, first lady participant in the Royal Rumble. Main evented Raw.
What other woman has that resume in the WWE?
None.
Nobody.
And that's just a shame. That's a shame. That's just disgraceful and disrespectful.
You know what that reads? You know what that reads to me?
The WWE Hall of Fame is an absolute joke.
You know what that reads to me?
Yeah.
That reads to me.
Women don't matter.
That reads to me cop out.
Yeah.
That reads to me cop out and shut up. You got your China. There you go.
And it even tells women don't matter. I don't care about, yes, the women's evolution, great on Triple H, right? Awesome.
Oh no, women's wrestling in WWE, yes. Is it a million times better than what it used to be? Yes. However, what are you trying to gain by constantly repeating, making a story out of, making a fuss out of, and I'm looking at you, Michael Cole, you freaking tool. The first ever women's main event at WrestleMania. Another 5 minutes passed. The first ever women's main event at WrestleMania. Another 5 minutes. The first ever. Now I understand, Michael Cole, that you're being. I understand, Cole, that you're being fed lines, but also, brother, I think you have a choice in the matter. And here's why.
I don't know.
No. Listen. Here's why. Michael Cole is somebody who's had longevity in this company, and I think that at this point in his career, he does have a say. I know McMahon ain't just gonna. I know a person like him, McMahon ain't just gonna throw him aside. I could assure you that.
No, because Cole is also responsible for finding commentators, right?
Oh, he is responsible for Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah, and Corey, I think.
Oh gosh.
Can't hold that against him. Well, you know what? They should just fire Michael Cole for that reason alone. Okay, you bring in Corey,
I know, right?
You gotta go. Bye. Yeah.
There you go. You gotta go. Bye. See ya.
Yeah.
Tap out to your own ankle lock. Yeah.
Amen. Woo. Amen. I'm with you. A damn shame, bro.
But the WWE Hall of Fame is a joke, and the fact that China is going to be inducted posthumously with DX and not solo is asinine. It's an absolute
really
disgrace.
is.
It's an absolute disgrace. And what's an even bigger disgrace is the reasonings why they didn't induct her when she was alive. And then they turn around and induct what's-her-face over here.
No, Crystal.
What's her name? Tori Wilson?
Tori Wilson.
Tori Wilson?
What has she done?
What the hell is she doing in the WWE to deserve
Okay.
What did she do?
Let's see. What has Tori Wilson done? Okay, we're gonna go down her accolades here, folks.
Okay.
Please. Enlighten me.
She posed for Playboy.
Okay.
Alright.
She won an award for Best Ass in WWE.
Okay.
She was in that debacle of a storyline with Daddy and Dawn Marie.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, that. And there's also
let
that.
me get this straight. Let me get this straight.
They're giving her own...
The most dominant woman in WWE history couldn't get an Hall of Fame induction because she did adult film, but you put Tori Wilson, who posed for Playboy, which is kind of adult film, who was voted greatest ass, which again is softcore porn, and who had one semi-relevant storyline about Dawn Marie dating her daddy, who ends up having a heart attack and dying.
Yeah.
That's who's worthy of a Hall of Fame induction.
Yeah.
What a disgrace.
Really.
What a disgrace.
What an asset she was, huh?
Oh, yeah. You have the most dominant woman in WWE history, China.
Uh-huh.
Who did exactly that. Wrestle.
Yes.
She freaking wrestled.
She didn't prance
not
around.
Not for Playboy. Not prance around like a fucking ballerina. Excuse the language.
You know,
she actually wrestled.
Lita,
and she wasn't just women's champion. She actually won the Intercontinental champion.
Lita, I could understand. Trish Stratus, I could understand. Tori Wilson.
Tori Wilson, though? Really?
Yeah, but those two also wrestled.
Lita and Trish, yes.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah,
Trish
they also
and Lita,
wrestled
we can
too.
understand, but Tori Wilson? Really?
And yes, okay, yeah, but Trish was involved.
What?
Yeah, okay, Trish, in her very own way, was also involved in these scandally clad type of situations, and she did the Divas thing, but she also homed into her wrestling skills. Mm-hmm. She also wrestled,
and she also
folks.
fought for the title, yeah. Yeah.
And she's held the title numerous times in which she won in wrestling bouts. I can't stress that enough. Was Trish and Mickie James not a wrestling match? Yes. Was Trish and Lita not wrestling matches? Yes. What wrestling match was Tori ever in?
Actually, it's not. Hey.
What wrestling match was
Trish
Tori?
And Lita were epic. Those were epic matches, man. Trish and Lita.
What wrestling match was Tori Wilson ever in? Tell me, please. I'm dying to know.
I'm gonna go this far. I'll tell you right now. Trish and Lita's matches were the equivalent of Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit.
Oh yes.
I'll give you. I will boldly make that claim.
But you tell me, what epic wrestling match was Tori Wilson ever involved in?
When did she ever fight for the title?
You asking me?
Yeah, I was wondering, did she ever fight for the title?
And folks, listen, it's not to put myself over here, but again, I say, he's asking me? If I don't know, then...
Because I was watching during Tori Wilson's reign in
Please.
WWE. I don't remember her fighting for the title.
Please. I have no unearthly idea, man. I have no idea.
But I thought this was the WWE World Wrestling Entertainment Hall of Fame, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not the World Playboy Championships.
But does wrestling mean a damn when you look at WWE?
Apparently not. Apparently not.
It should be called Worldwide Entertainment.
Might as well.
Right? Worldwide Entertainment. Now, let's go back to WrestleMania. And let's look at the importance of the titles.
Or lack thereof.
Oh yeah, you can't use the word championship either.
Wow. Why even have... Why don't they just get rid of all the belts then? And instead of fighting for belts, maybe they should fight for, you know, for golden clown noses or some crap like that.
Well, yeah, here's the thing. Brock Lesnar's held that belt for what seems an eternity. Okay.
Yes.
But Okada held the belt for 720 days. Yeah. Guess what? He also defended it.
But he defended it.
He was never a no-show. He is not a part-time wrestler. And I dare say, even at his age right now, he is a Hall of Famer.
Yes, he is.
Brock still has the belt.
Brock still has the belt.
So he's the Conor McGregor of WWE then.
Which you don't see on Raw, because he's never on Raw.
What?
No.
And let me tell you this: Brock ain't the Brock of yesteryear.
So how do you build a storyline around a part-time champion?
Paul Heyman goes out there and represents him.
He's his advocate.
You must, boy, you want to talk about really milking it, man.
Huh.
Oh yeah.
Who you telling?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, but that's where we are at with belts. We have Bobby Lashley holding the is it the U.S. or the Intercontinental? Look at that. I don't even remember what belt it is. The Intercontinental Championship.
Yes.
Bobby Lashley has the Intercontinental Championship. Now, let me give you a little preview here. When Bobby Lashley comes out to the ring, right? When Bobby Lashley comes out to the ring, this is what you hear.
You don't even hear
That's
that.
exactly what you hear. Nothing. No one reacts to Bobby Lashley.
Hey, I have the perfect match for WrestleMania for the IC Intercontinental title, right? Here, check this.
What's up?
Right? In one corner, you have Bobby Lashley, right?
Yeah.
The champion.
Yeah.
Defending against Mike Knox.
Gee.
And for those who may not know who Mike Knox is, the reason this is funny is because Mike Knox used to get exactly that same reaction every time he would come out.
Oh my God.
Mike Knox's most significant feud was with Rey Mysterio.
Bro, Bobby Lashley, let me tell you something. Bobby Lashley is so damn boring.
I thought he was doing MMA. What happened with that?
I'd rather watch golf. Let that sink in. I'd rather watch golf.
I thought he was doing MMA.
Hell, I'd rather sit through a 9-inning baseball game slow pace.
Woo!
That's more exciting.
Says a lot, yeah.
I'd rather sit through the Cornhole Championships.
Yes.
Just saying. You know what's stupid? Bobby Lashley is going to fight Finn Balor for the title. Here we go. Check this out.
Oh, gosh.
Finn Balor previously, maybe about a month and a half ago, defeated Bobby Lashley for that same belt. Right? 2 weeks later, listen. 2 weeks later, Bobby Lashley defeats Finn Balor for the belt. And now they're fighting again. Now here's the thing. You see, Finn Balor has an alter ego. Now, you know how Kane had an alter ego, The Undertaker, same deal, blah, blah, blah. Right? You get it. It's wrestling. We get it. Finn Balor did not resort to his alter ego to beat Bobby Lashley the first go-around. Right? But somehow, he's going to need it to defeat him at WrestleMania.
You know, this is a poorly executed, poorly booked trilogy.
Let me capitalize on that, and I'm glad you brought that up. Let me ask you something. Why in the hell would I want to tune in to a match at WrestleMania, a match that I've seen on Raw time and time and time and time again?
Edge versus Batista. Oh God, remember that? Oh
my Lord.
Speaking of boring.
Yes, that was incredibly boring.
Oh my goodness.
Why bro, I could promise you that half the WrestleMania card are all matches that you see on Raw every Monday.
So they're just being very lazy when it comes to building storylines, I see.
Yes.
That's correct.
Oh my.
And lazy's putting it lightly too, by the way.
Because like I said, this Bobby Lashley Finn Balor trilogy that they've put together was poorly executed, poorly booked.
Yes.
You have Finn Balor defeat Lashley for the belt, only to have him lose it 2 weeks later?
Yes.
What? That makes no sense.
Because WWE believes in this 50-50 booking BS now.
This is what they should have done. Here's how I would have booked it. Let's say they have Lashley and Balor fighting at the Royal Rumble for the belt.
Okay.
Alright? Cool. Finn Balor wins. Right? You build the storyline from there throughout the shows leading up to the next pay-per-view for the rematch. Which Bobby Lashley wins. You continue the storyline to build up to this WrestleMania match for the trilogy, the rubber match at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Just saying.
Here's the question. How would you build heat for Bobby Lashley? Because not only are we talking about Bobby Lashley, but we're talking about a Bobby Lashley who gets no reaction at all.
Exactly.
Therein lies the problem.
So no matter how you would slice a story, no one's going to be interested in it because of the lack of reaction that Bobby Lashley gets.
Right. Is he supposed to be the heel?
Yes.
Yes.
So how are they going about making him a heel?
He has a mouthpiece.
Little hype man.
He has a mouthpiece, and he's really good, bro. Don't get me wrong. He's really good. Very charismatic. You know, all everything that you'd want in a hype man. But because it's Bobby Lashley, bro, it just. You see, the bigger problem here too. It's fine if you have a hype man, but when you don't have that presence, even in the ring,
right?
Oh,
I don't know what to tell you. Because as bad as Brock Lesnar is, and as tired as we are of him, and as whatever we can say in regards to Brock Lesnar, he's still a presence.
He does.
I could at least give Brock that much. He's a presence regardless. Okay. Just looking at him and his mannerisms and his I don't give an F about you type of attitude, that alone is very inviting to the viewer.
Of course. Now, if Bobby Lashley had a little bit of that in him, okay, yeah, we're talking.
But Bobby Lashley has
but
nothing.
He doesn't.
He's dry. Very dry.
Oh my.
Yes.
So dry that not even Blue Chew could help him out.
Wow.
Just saying. Just saying.
Wow.
Hey.
But that's what we're looking at in regards to WrestleMania. A whole bunch of nothing.
Oh my god. A whole bunch of recycled matches.
Yep.
Wow.
Now, Crystal, let's go back to the women real quick. You as a lady, I want to give you this opportunity to sound off and kind of speak on behalf of your fellow women. Fellow women. And basically just lend a voice. How do you feel in regards to the treatment that Vince McMahon and WWE give to their women, and how they kind of try to what's the word I'm looking for here?
Play them off?
No, patronize ya.
Patronize them.
I was about to say, yeah, patronize.
Patronize. They do. And as a woman, and I think I said it best before when we were talking about China, it's blatantly disrespectful, and it's disgraceful as a woman. You know, we have a place, and we should have a place.
Yes.
You know, women should have a place in WWE, but not patronizing them. You know, yes, they're main eventing WrestleMania, and yes, that's great. That's awesome. But what's going to happen after that? You know what I'm saying? What's going to happen after that?
What most likely will happen after that is you go back to status quo.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, this whole... I think we've said this before. This whole women's revolution thing that WWE is trying to peddle is BS.
Oh, and that's nothing. That's nothing, because it's going to get even worse once they're available to have their women compete in Saudi Arabia. You watch. You guys out there, y'all watch.
You're promoting a women's revolution, but you signed a 10-year deal to compete in Saudi Arabia. Wow.
But again, just imagine how bad it's going to be once they get the green light for their women to compete at Saudi Arabia. We're never going to hear the end of it.
No.
Oh, boy.
Ever.
Never. Never.
No, because it's going to be like every 5 minutes.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about AEW.
The first time ever.
I want to talk about a little bit about AEW here. And
thank you.
They just signed Jim Ross.
Woo, yeah.
And they also signed Justin Roberts. Let me get to the Jim Ross story first.
Awesome.
Jim Ross is not only going to be in commentary's booth, but he's also the what is it? Senior advisor.
Senior advisor.
He's the senior advisor. And my door's going. He's the senior advisor, yes.
Well, I'm all in, just on that fact alone.
So, which means this. This is what that means. He's gonna have relationships with the fellow wrestlers, get to know their backstories, get to work with them. That way, when he's at the booth, he'll be able to compile a nice little story to relate to the viewer.
Again, bringing back the sports element of wrestling.
When they asked Cody Rhodes why JR, because obviously that's going to be a question regardless of who you employ, right? Why this person? Why that person? Why that? Because we're curious.
Right. Of course. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And Cody's response was, why not JR?
Yeah.
As simple as that.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why
not JR? Why not?
As simple as that, folks. Why not JR? Know what I mean? True stuff.
Yep.
So I think it's a good move. Not to mention, it's the most lucrative offer ever given to a wrestling announcer.
Really?
Nice.
Yes.
I can't think of anybody who deserves it better. More than JR right now.
Now, in regards to Justin Roberts, this is a great story, folks. Justin Roberts, the idea to bring him in was it was Brandy Rhodes' idea. Why Brandy? Well,
Cody's wife. Okay.
Yes. Well, Brandy, when she was in WWE and Justin Roberts was employed at the time, he helped Brandy in her career. She was a ring announcer for a while, and Justin was there to help her along the way.
Mm-hmm. He even talks about that in his book.
And her reasoning for that was, I can't think of no other and no better way to pay him back. Figuratively and literally, right? I can't think of no other way to give back to him and to give him a spot here.
Yeah. Kind of returning the favor, so to speak. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, and that's a great story, man.
It is. It is. And it's going to be great to see Justin Roberts
back where he belongs.
Back where
he belongs
as a
and
ring
doing
announcer,
what he
being
loves
able
to do with no strings attached.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because
That's exactly where I was going
loves
with that.
it.
Yeah.
You know, in his book, he even said, you know, he still loves doing what he, you know, his calling. He still loves it.
Mm-hmm. You know, so think about this. AEW is going to be on a channel like TNT or TBS, either or. On any given Tuesday, you're going to be flipping through the network, seeing what's on a Tuesday. And if you're a wrestling fan, you're probably tired of WWE. And you get to one of those two channels, and the first voice you hear is Jim Ross. Or the first voice you hear there is Justin Roberts.
Justin Roberts.
You're going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. What
is this? I gotta see this.
What is this?
Yeah. Now, have they gotten a TV deal yet?
Not yet, but listen, TNT or TBS
they're working on it.
Are a lock. One of those two is a lock.
Okay.
Hands down.
Okay.
Hands down. But
I say let go.
But I mean, come on, man. They want to bring legitimacy to this.
I cannot wait to hear Jim Ross in the commentary booth and Justin Roberts doing exactly what he was called to do.
It's great.
It's gonna be amazing. I cannot wait.
And we're gonna hear Justin Roberts as we've never heard him before.
Never.
With no handcuffs.
Well,
that's gonna be incredible. Yeah.
Actually, you guys, I've heard him with nothing because he actually did calls in his book just like he wanted to.
You know,
it was amazing. The Undertaker.
You know something?
It was great.
Oh yeah.
This is something that AEW also does. Check it. For the casting of those who are going to be with Jim Ross in the announce booth, they have tryouts, and they have these people come in doing mock commentary. So they tell them, okay, I want you to do a match with this guy and this guy. How would you announce it?
Wow.
You know, I absolutely love what the Khan family is doing with wrestling. Along with the Rhodes family. Mm-hmm. What a great... I can't say enough good things about this, man. And the crazy thing is, they haven't even landed a television spot yet, and they're yet to air their first pay-per-view come May 25th. And yet it's created so much buzz, and it's got McMahon all worried and paranoid, so he's dishing out these money contracts to people, and yet getting outbidded by AEW.
Yep.
I like it. I really do.
It's gonna be great.
And there's more to come. Don't listen, folks. Don't be surprised if AEW has a working relationship with both Ring of Honor and New Japan down the line.
Yes. Yes. It's gonna happen.
It's bound to happen.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm-mm.
No.
Nah, not one bit. Not one bit.
Crystal, what? I know this might be kind of a stupid question here, but what are you expecting come Saturday when we're at the Garden?
To be an epic show. To see Okada live.
You know, he's my favorite wrestler right now.
Amazing. Yes.
He's a pleasure to watch, man.
He's mine too.
I mean,
to watch.
To bring it to you, picture a combination of Brock and Kurt.
Ooh.
That's how fantastic of a wrestler Okada is, bro. Fantastic.
To watch the Honor Rumble? Is that what it is?
Honor Rumble, yeah.
That's what it's called. To watch that live, I'm so excited to be there.
Which I believe the winner of that Rumble is gonna get a title shot. I don't know what title it's for, but see, there's a case of a battle royal leading up to something important.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I cannot wait to see the tag team matches.
Oh yeah, me too.
That are gonna happen.
Something we can't say about WWE.
Now,
because every match leads to something. Sorry, Ness, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Now, here's a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
If the ring announcer at the Garden is too energetic, is that going to take away from the match for y'all?
Absolutely not. If anything, it's going to hype me up more to want to watch the match.
Thank you very much.
I wonder if the Japanese announcers
they're all going to
be
there.
there. The ring announcers.
They're all going to be there. Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Kevin Kelly's going to be there. You know, they're all, the whole house is going to be in attendance. I assume the ring announcers Ave-san and what's his name? Izaki.
What's his name?
Yeah, they're going to be there. They're all going to be in the house.
But you know,
you
bring up a good point regarding the significance of these battle royals.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what WWE used to be once upon a time back in the day. But now, because again, the titles, every storyline, every match should be centered around the titles.
Yes.
Right.
That's kind of the whole. That's the whole point.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, you want to have the theatrics, fine, but make it centered around the titles.
Exactly. I mean, it always baffles me how, again, we go back to this, NXT. Same WWE banner, but they're an entirely different entity.
That baffles me too. I will never understand that. I don't get it.
And by the way, let's go Matt Riddle. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. Sorry.
What do you think? You think he's gonna be a tough riddle to solve?
What was his MMA name, bro?
Oh my goodness.
Matt something Riddle. Matt. Oh crap! If I remember.
Oh, I don't remember. But I know what you're talking about.
But bro,
I don't remember.
Bro, he's having such a ball, man, in NXT. He's even called out the main roster and pretty much said this ain't no PUSSY-ish.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm sorry. I'm the Velveteen Dream. I'm sorry.
Matt Riddle all the way.
I'm sorry, the Velveteen Dream.
I mean, it's going to be a hell of a match either way. They're going to tear the roof off that place. The women, the four-way women's match, which is a ladder match for the strap. Yes. That's going to freaking blow the roof off the place.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, man.
Woo.
Yes.
You know how NXT do.
Yes.
That stuff is gonna.
Pete Dunne versus Walter.
Pete Dunne versus Walter.
I cannot believe
that's gonna be dope.
I cannot believe they're under the WWE banner. I mean,
I can't either.
If I didn't know any better, I would have thought that was a totally different company.
Yeah, of course.
Everything about NXT is nothing like WWE, like the main roster.
No, nothing at all.
You know,
and that's what's amazing to me.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at what Paul Levesque does for NXT. You know, we see this guy attending these press conferences. And
he puts on.
Yeah. And they're streamed on YouTube.
He puts on. Yep. He puts on these press conferences. He does it.
And he answers questions, and not necessarily in character either. He's answering legitimate questions, and if there's a question that pertains to any ongoing story that he feels, oh man, in my answer I might spoil what's to come, I'm just gonna tell them I'm not comfortable answering yet, or I'll just say you'll have to wait and see, which is a very appropriate answer.
Or watch and see.
Yes.
He'll say watch and see as well.
You know. And you can just tell how proud he is of his NXT brand.
Like,
yeah.
And why wouldn't he be? Why wouldn't he?
And you know, it's funny because I was saying off of air that when he talks about the main roster, he's just like, I'll talk about it because I have to, you know?
Yeah.
Not because I want to, but because I have to.
You know what?
And it's amazing.
If I were him, I wouldn't talk about the main roster.
No, but he doesn't have a choice in the matter. Because he does get questions about the main roster, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed. Look, I'm just amazed if Vince it just turns a blind eye to the success of NXT.
And I have a question. Right, I have a question. On the conference, I think it was last week, Triple H had said that Vince signs off on everything that they do NXT related, right? Do you think that's really the case?
No.
Or do you think he's just saying that to save face?
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah. NXT is all the way Triple H's baby.
Yeah. In reality, Triple H signs off on everything, right?
Him and Shawn Ickenbottom.
Shawn Michaels. Just call him Shawn Michaels, okay?
Good Lord. Ickenbottom.
Just call him Shawn Michaels.
What if you replaced the C and or the K and had a CH?
Oh. Itching bottom. Itching bottom.
And Blue Chew cannot help you with that. Sorry.
Hemorrhoid cream.
Oh my gosh. That's not sponsored by Blue Chew.
Oh man. But let's get into some MMA a little bit.
All right.
Before we sign off here.
All right.
All right.
So last night I had a dream.
Oh yes.
Because this is very MMA worthy.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
So last night I had a dream that I was watching UFC 240 with Ness. And it was a big time match. I don't know who the hell was fighting, but it was I can tell you this much, it was a light heavyweight bout, the main event, right? And as the transcourse of this fight is going on and they're beating the living hell out of each other, the two guys in the octagon, out of nowhere, Joe Rogan just stands up from his position, storms the octagon, and starts scrapping, duking it out with Bruce Buffer. And they're having this brawl, and this obviously makes the audience erupt. So, you know, and Anik is going crazy, and you know, Daniel Cormier is losing his mind, and you have the one idiot over there, you know, sounding the freaking horn, and the other guy with the hammer. I wake up from that going, The hell was that?
Maybe you want that to happen subconsciously.
But I have no problem against Joe Rogan or Bruce Buffer.
But maybe that's the thing. Just because you don't have a problem with them doesn't mean that you don't want to just, you know, because you've said it before. UFC has gone down.
It's become WWE-esque.
I'll tell you this,
Yes.
it's still better.
So
than
what could be
WrestleMania.
more
So I
WWE-esque than the color commentators
God.
leaving
It
the
is.
booth and storming the ring, right?
Yeah, so I think subconsciously you want that to happen so that way you
it's
can
still-
have some entertainment.
It's still better than WrestleMania.
It is.
It is.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
It
Better
is.
than WrestleMania. You know,
But on a brighter note, on a much brighter note, one of the
The
pound
dream?
for pound goats, DJ made his one championship debut.
yeah, I'm gonna
Yes,
check that
he
out
did.
later tonight. I haven't gotten to that event yet, but listen, this is something that I emphasize off air when I'm discussing MMA with Ness, and he seems really, really, really happy here, man.
Yeah,
He seems
really
really
does.
happy
He
here.
really,
I mean,
really does.
I'm glad for him,
Isn't
bro.
that him and Eddie Alvarez, or no, not yet?
Yes.
Yes,
Eddie Alvarez,
Eddie
as well,
Alvarez
yeah.
is
He's
on
that
here,
same
too.
card too. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Very good, really good stuff, man. And listen, for you guys who don't have the One app, I encourage you, please, for iOS and Android, download it. It's really a better deal than what you could ever get with UFC Fight Pass, because not only do you get the prelim card and the pay-per-views for free, so I guess we shouldn't call them pay-per-views, but we do for the hell of it, because hey, you know, anything commercial free is a pay-per-view, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But not only do you get docu-series, you get documentaries, you get interviews, one-on-ones, a whole bunch of goodies, man. The One app,
And
All of it
iOS and
served up on
Android,
a
all of it
silver
for the
platter.
price of 0.00.
yes.
Everything's served up to you, and if you happen to miss the event live, you could always catch it a day or so later on the app.
Exactly. It's
It's
beautiful.
all they serve it up to you on a silver platter. I mean, you're getting a lot more than you're getting a quality product for nothing, basically.
Exactly. You know, because
The only
with
thing it's
Fight
gonna cost
Pass,
you is
go ahead.
hardware space. That's all it's gonna cost you.
Because with Fight Pass, yeah, you're paying $9 a month for it, but you're not getting the pay-per-views. You're getting everything else. You're getting the what is the that all women's MMA organization under the UFC brand? What are they called?
I forgot what they call it.
I don't remember the name of it right now, but Christian Cyborg was part of it.
Invicta?
There you go. There you go. You know, you get to see them. You get to see the MMA, one of the Russian MMA organizations. You get to see Alaska's MMA organization. All that good stuff. Okay,
Yes.
that's all fine. I like all that, but you don't get the pay-per-views. Which is why the one thing I'll
No,
give
you still have to order those.
WWE, the one thing I'll give WWE in its favor is the WWE network. Great idea. Great idea.
Yes.
Great idea. So I can't fault them for that. UFC should get with the times, man. And Dana shouldn't get so defensive when he's asked the question, why don't you do what Vince McMahon is doing with WWE and putting forth a network type of deal where people can pay a flat rate every month or a one-time a year payment of $60 or so, and everyone can watch the pay-per-views and everything for that flat rate, monthly or
Because
yearly.
he's losing money.
Is he really? Because look at WWE. They're fine with the network. They're making enough money with it.
Maybe that's what he's thinking. I don't know.
No, I don't think it's a loss
Yeah,
at
it
all
could be.
for WWE.
I don't think it's a loss at all. No.
It's not. If anything, it's a residual type thing.
Yeah. So, come on, man. Get with it.
Listen, people would rather pay a $10 a month rate for a network than pay $60-$70 a month for a pay-per-view.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Just saying.
But think about the stupidity of it, bro. UFC does 500,000 buys, or around that mark, per month.
Per month.
In pay-per-view buy rates. Imagine how much more viewership and eyes they'd have on them if they were to, say, put their pay-per-views on Fight Pass or on the Fight Pass app for that monthly rate of $9.99.
I can guarantee you that buy rate would double.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
I can almost guarantee that the buy rate would double.
Of course. Now, would I get it? I'd be on the fence because of my love-hate relationship with UFC at the current moment.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's a shame too, because we've seen some pretty good fights that have taken place.
Yes.
That have been announced and what have you.
But the one factor that's really killing UFC for me is Conor.
Yeah, I think we've said this before. He's been a cancer to the company.
Big time.
Now, isn't he supposedly out of retirement?
Yes, he retired last week via Twitter, which I didn't believe his retirement because of that reason alone. I mean, who the hell retires on Twitter?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody does that.
Yeah.
Let's put all this into perspective, okay? Conor McGregor has not won a fight since November of 2016.
Yes.
So we're talking 2.5 years since he last won a fight.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
And fans have, quite frankly, had enough of him. You know, when he announced his quote unquote getting out of retirement thing yesterday, a lot of what I read on the comment section was "go away, go away."
So yeah, at this point, he's just desperate for attention, desperate to remain relevant.
Big time.
Because he knows his stock is
not.
You know, and another comment that I saw from someone, from a Facebook user, was, "He's not broke yet." Think about that real quick. He's not broke yet. When did Conor start spiraling out of control?
After the Mayweather fight.
Okay. Okay. Because he didn't know what to do with all that money, because that had never happened to him before.
Right.
He was already a loose cannon. Gone worse.
Before that, yes, he was.
Gone worse.
It got worse after that, yeah.
And people are just tired of him.
Yeah.
You know, and what this individual said, there's nothing far-fetched about that. Somebody like Conor, who acts and does like Conor, eventually end up broke and on the streets somewhere.
Or in jail.
Or in jail.
Yep. Or deported.
Look at the recent accusations.
He's currently under investigation for a sexual assault incident that took place in December.
Yeah.
In a hotel in Ireland.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, somebody like Conor, look, man, it starts off with one little incident. Let's shove an official and slap him around. Let's then go and get into a scuffle at a bar. Let's escalate that and throw dollies at a bus. Let's take it a little further and threaten to kill somebody. Let's take that a little further. And sexually assault somebody. Catch my drift?
There's no consequences. because he could pay whoever off.
What happens with all that eventually, though? Come on.
Thank you. That's why I said now.
Yeah. And at this point in time, Conor McGregor is a shell of himself right now.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, he's irrelevant to the sport. He has nothing to offer. It has been ass beating after ass beating. Him being the recipient of them.
Mm-hmm. He went ahead and called out Floyd and got schooled.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I don't think any of us here was surprised by that.
Absolutely not.
No.
So then he continues to hold the middleweight division, lightweight division hostage, and decides to take a 2-year break. And he comes back to face Khabib after the Dolly incident. Gets schooled by Khabib.
Yeah.
Now he's going around talking about a trilogy with Nate Diaz, a rematch with Aldo. Which, by the way,
talking trash about Khabib's wife.
He was complaining about the fact that he was complaining about the fact that he talked about Khabib's wife recently. He's doing everything he possibly can to stay relevant.
How come, nobody, obviously they don't want to stoop to his level, but how would he like it if the tables were turned and they started talking about his son?
You know what, Crystal, to answer your question, he don't give a damn about his son either, because if he did, he'd worry about being a good example.
That's true.
Exactly. Which obviously he doesn't really seem to give a damn about that right now.
No, you know what I thought when I saw the Mayweather thing and he was talking about his son? I was thinking, you poor child, you're just another marketing scheme and you don't even know it. It's the truth, though.
It's a shame. And I'm no one to talk about somebody's and I'm no one to talk about and question somebody's parenting and to have assumptions of somebody and their character or their persona. But I have reason to talk here because Conor has given us no other choice and he's given us no other face to talk about but the ugly one that always rears its head.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, yeah.
This is what Conor has given us, so what other choice do we have? Tell me. We got no other choice.
The UFC, and Dana White and the UFC, they continue to pacify this monster. They kept feeding it.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
And now,
that's what I don't understand.
And that's why you had the incident at 223.
Yes.
Anybody surprised by that? No, absolutely not. How many times did we say, they really shouldn't make this fight?
Because something ugly is bound to happen, and it did.
Because something really bad.
And it did.
And it did. And it could have been worse.
Yes. I mean, you already, you had trainers and all these other corner guys and all this going at it. Then that obviously ushered fans to start going at it and throwing crap at one another.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, no one died, but that could have been the case.
But all Dana White could do is sit there with his smugness and say, "Oh, it's part of the fight business."
He's another one that's disgusting. He's disgusting too, like Vince.
Absolutely.
They're both disgusting. No wonder they're friends.
When you have to get extra security to an arena because things could potentially go out of control, that is not part of the fight business.
No, and that is not knowing that was going to happen either. You damn well knew.
Right.
Yeah. No, they used the dolly footage as a freak to promote the fight.
That's a promotion tool. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. And they had no problem doing so.
They got exactly what they deserved. You know what? I'm glad this happened to them because they got exactly what they deserved. They knew this was going to happen. They didn't give a damn. They used it as a promotion tool, and it blew up in their face.
Now, obviously, I could look at this from another aspect and say, yes, is it good for people like me? Yeah, because I get to get on here and I get to talk crap about this. It's very good for us.
Of course.
Very good.
Yeah.
But is it good for the sport? Is it healthy? Is it shameful? I dare say that we have to talk about these things. Of course it is. Because we'd like to talk about McGregor in a different light. We'd like to talk about the UFC under a different light. We'd like to see the UFC take another direction than the crappy one that they ventured in at this present moment.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because this is what makes it both good and bad for us.
Yes.
Because we're fans of the sport, man. We've been watching the UFC since 2005.
Yes.
And to see it go down this downward spiral, it's sad.
Unreal. Unreal. You know, do I still tune in occasionally? Yeah. Do I still follow it? Yeah.
It's one thing.
Am I interested? Is my heart in it? No.
It's one thing for us to have to come on here and talk about Jon Jones' struggles. Then it's another thing to talk about this.
But you know something, Ness? When you look at Jon Jones' situation versus McGregor's situation, I'll give Jon Jones this, man. For all the BS and for all that he's done, at least, he can still be redeemed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could Conor? Yes, he can. But Jones is more to give you a chance than McGregor. Mm-hmm. I dare say, and I do believe that. I do believe that.
Two totally different situations, obviously. But,
and you know what? I could feel for Jon Jones before I ever start feeling for McGregor.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. I could be pissed at Jon Jones for whatever reason, for decisions that he makes with his career that hinder him. But maybe that's because I want to see him do better. Not only to entertain me, but him as a person. As someone whom you and I, Ness, both sat here and we saw how he flourished.
Yes. Which is why it was so disappointing for us to even have to come on here and talk about another failed drug test.
Yes.
Another, But that did not have the impact on the sport that this train wreck over here, on the other hand,
yes,
has had.
Correct.
Because I mean, this kind of stuff that Jon Jones has done, okay, we've seen this. This is somewhat commonplace in sports.
Yes.
It doesn't really damage the sport that much, really. It kind of puts a blemish on it. Typically on the credibility of the athlete, specifically.
But it never made me want to retract and say.
But are we sitting here but are we sitting here questioning the credibility of the sport itself? No.
No. We're talking about what's been damaging the sport, the organization.
But when it comes to Conor McGregor and his outlandish, disrespectful, disgraceful actions, yeah, that damages the sport.
Yes. Yes. But it is what it is. This is where we are, man. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. But I still wish...
At this point in time, everybody is sick and tired of McGregor.
I know I am.
Likewise.
Now,
at this point, he's just desperate for attention, desperate to remain relevant. Because he has really nothing else. That's it. That's all he has right now. Because he has nothing to show for it right now. His last win was in 2016. 2.5 years ago.
Nothing to offer.
2.5 years ago.
He's got nothing to offer.
What has he done since? What has he done since?
Sell whiskey. There's that.
Really? Or did he drink more whiskey than he sold?
You know, let me backtrack here. Let me go back to something I said way earlier at the beginning of this broadcast. I said I was gonna talk about McMahon dancing like a leaf, and I totally forgot about that till now. And I don't want to leave you guys with the notion of, oh man, you said you were gonna talk about that and you did and you forgot. Oh well, no, I remembered. Should Vince McMahon be afraid? Does he have reason to be afraid? Is AEW a threat?
Oh yeah, it is.
Why is that?
Because look what they're stirring up right now. People left WWE and they went where? AEW, right? They're attempting to give these guys contracts, 5-year contracts, right? WWE is, right? And for what? So that way they can't leave. Because Vince knows. You know, you have the Revival talking about leaving, you know, they want to leave for AEW. They're talking about versus the Revival versus the Young Bucks, right? On Twitter. Right? So they're just going to do whatever they have to do and leave. That's sad.
Now,
and they don't even have a match at WrestleMania, but I digress.
Now,
well, here's the thing. You want to talk about sad. Here's what's sad. This is how bad it's gotten for Vince, that he can't buy his way out of this one.
Correct.
Because that's not the problem.
No, the Khan family has way more money than Vince.
That is definitely not the problem here. These guys are leaving
because of creativity issues.
Exactly. As well as the other crooked contractual clauses that are in their contracts.
Right. Now, I know we have Ring of Honor and New Japan who have been jabbing at WWE for the last couple of years as well. But what does AEW present, in your opinion, that's different? Why are we all of a sudden looking at them and saying, oh no, they're the threat to WWE? What makes them
You know what I think it is? I think what it is it's a domino effect. I think people can see the potential merger between AEW and NJPW and Ring of Honor, because they're following basically the similar model that NJPW and ROH is doing.
Yes, and another thing too is, if Cody wanted to, Cody could expose Vince. Because don't forget, Cody was a part of WWE too.
Right.
For years.
For years.
Right.
Cody's the Rhodes family, not just Cody.
Yeah,
the Rhodes
it's not just
family.
Cody.
I think
part of WWE for years.
I think also from a business standpoint, there's a lot here that AEW has going for itself. First off, the fact that AEW has or is on the verge of landing a deal with TNT or TBS, those are two major networks.
Yes, they are. Yeah, that's huge.
Which Vince did away with them, remember? Back in the 90s.
But these are two major networks that they pose a threat. I mean, if you're a wrestling organization and you land on those channels, that alone speaks of the credibility that you have, the momentum that you have behind you.
Here's another, and I'm glad you bring that up. This is another reason why AEW is the threat, rather than NJPW. NJPW doesn't necessarily need to be on network television. They're fine.
Bro, they've been fine.
They're good. Yeah. They're okay.
I dare say
AEW being an American-based company.
Bingo.
This is it.
There lies the threat. Because New Japan could do without the American audience and be just fine. New Japan has nothing to worry. If there's anyone here who has nothing to lose, it's New Japan.
It's them. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
New Japan is safe no matter what they do. All right? They're immune, almost. Now, the fact that AEW is an American organization on an American network station, there's your threat. And I'm not talking there on. I'm not talking them being on Spike or what was it? Paramount Network. I'm sorry, or on Fuse TV
WGN.
or on WGN America or what's another good channel here? The Pop Network.
The Pop Network.
No, we're talking TNN.
TNT.
And TBS.
That's major, man.
2 major networks right there.
Yeah.
That is major. Networks that.
And how much? And I'm willing to even bet that they're going to be on TNT, and TBS, Monday nights, 8 o'clock. Book it. 8 to 10.
You know, if they do the Monday Night War, yeah, they're gonna spank WWE, bro.
I hope they do.
They will spank them with no mercy. I just realized what I said there.
I like that game too, by the way.
That's a great game.
Classic.
N64.
It is.
Great game. One of the best wrestling games ever made.
THQ.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's our thoughts on that. We got anything else, or is the juice squoozing out of this?
It's
I think we
guys,
everything.
If you guys go to NXT tomorrow, have a good time. Please be safe when you leave the arena.
Yes.
Have fun. If you guys go to New Japan Ring of Honor, like we're going, have fun. Maybe we'll see you there.
Hey, maybe I'll see you, Jason Solomon.
Yes, person who has tickets to both. Anyway,
I don't know you, brother, personally, but I love you, man. I really do. I love the content that you put out there. Guys, if you're wrestling fans, please follow this man. He's awesome. One of the best to do it. One of the
JD,
best to analyze wrestling.
JD, sorry we couldn't meet you at Hooters tomorrow, but maybe next time.
Yeah, big up to you, JD. Big up to all you guys, man. Big up to you, Sean Rossap. Big up to the guys at Wrestle Talk TV. Big up to the guys who host listen to this, Going in Raw.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Big up to them. Big up to What Culture. Big up to all you guys, man. And big up to my video gamers, too, who are wrestling fans. Big up to RGT85. Go ahead.
Or is it Going in Raw? Are they sponsored by Blue Chew?
They should be.
They should be.
Big up to Pro Wrestling Unlimited. How can I forget you guys? Also big up to RGT85. Big up to the guys Dreamcast guy, big up to you too, man. And I know I'm forgetting somebody. Oh man, what's his face? Dynasty. Big up to you, Dynasty. I know you're a huge wrestling fan as well, brother.
And Rad Brad.
And Rad Brad. Big up to you too. Yeah, I know you're a wrestling fan too, man. Yes, he is. A lot of gamers are wrestling fans.
What about Maximilian? Is he or no?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, he doesn't come to me across the
But anyways, a lot of video gamers are wrestling fans, though.
That is so cool.
That's an interesting point. Yeah.
if you guys do go, please be safe. Don't act all dumb.
Yes. please go for the sheer fact of having fun, man. Please, cheer, boo.
Don't act all dumb.
Enjoy yourselves,
enjoy yourselves, man. Because that's what I plan to do on Saturday. I plan to have a hell of a time. I plan to mingle with you people, and again, hopefully meet up with Jason Solomon.
Yeah. And if you guys do drink alcohol, drink responsibly.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yes, please.
Go overboard.
Please drink responsibly.
I know before I go, I know before I enter the building at MSG, I'm going to be at what's it called? Texas BBQ.
Texas barbecue BBQ.
Dallas,
Is it BBQ or barbecue?
It's the same thing. Either way. So we're gonna be, me and Crystal, we're gonna be at Texas barbecue if you guys want to go and meet us. So,
Yes, we'll be there.
We're going to be there in the building. And then we're going to be at the building, right?
That's
I'm excited for that, man.
In the garden.
I'm excited for that.
And start time for the, MSG. It's not 6:30. It's 6:15.
6:15.
It got changed, so.
Yes.
That's a weird time to start, right?
It is, yeah. Well, that's the those are the dark matches and the stuff.
The dark matches. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the regular start time is what, 7:30?
7:30 is the regular start time.
Yeah, regular start
Sounds
time.
about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, have fun, guys, and again, I know I will.
Yes.
Go out and eat,
too.
man. Make
It'll
a
be
day
lots
out
of
of
fun.
tomorrow and Saturday if y'all want.
And Saturday. Yep.
Seriously,
That's
go
what we're
out. It's
doing.
gonna be nice out. Take a little walk, take a stroll in Manhattan. Even though there's gonna be multitudes of people, when isn't there in Manhattan, right? So, but enjoy yourselves, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've been looking
Go
forward to
ahead.
this since I got my tickets about 7-8
right.
months ago.
7 months ago, probably.
Yep.
Give or take. Yeah.
Those things,
Well,
those
guess
things
what?
sold
Well, guess
out in
what?
they sold out in like 3 minutes, man.
The ring announcer is gonna kill your excitement, bro. You'll see.
Oh no, they will not.
Unbelievable.
But folks, we'll be back on Tuesday. I'll talk a little bit about my experience at the Garden, and but primarily what we're gonna focus on Tuesday is how do we view impairment,
Oh.
or how do we view the impaired? Are they extraordinary people? Are they not?
Find out.
Tune in Tuesday.
Yes.
Live, baby, live, y'all.
That's right.
So who want to usher the humanoids out of here?
Well, folks, thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Sports Vista. And once again, as my colleague said here, enjoy yourselves this weekend, whatever you plan on doing. Enjoy yourselves, be safe. And for those of you that are going to indulge responsibly. And join us again on Tuesday, y'all. God bless. Peace.
For ENT Hooligans, I'm Baby Moy. He's Big Ness. She's Lil Crystal. Yo, Wrestle Weekend. Let's do the damn thing. Let's get the hell out of here, y'all. Enjoy the weekend, no matter what you're doing. And even if you're going to a wrestling event, please put God first if you're a believer like ourselves. And if not, still be safe and be responsible. And above all, have fun, y'all. Blessings. We love you all. Mwah. See ya. See ya!